Alright, welcome back, Messy Family. So this video today, we got a nanny who was hired by a billionaire, capital B, and she went on a story time pretty much revealing some of the stuff that she's seen in that billionaire's home and life, right? She talks about his wife, she talks about his children, she talks about another nanny that was involved in the situation, she talks about him specifically, the wild NDAs that he had her sign. Wait till y'all hear this, but check out this video. Make sure you guys watch this video to the end so we can all break this down together.
So I started a new billionaire job yesterday and I am running for the hills, not looking back. So this is a big PSA to all my friends out here who want to work in the high profile billionaire homes. This whole story is just all of the red flags to look out for. Okay, so listen up. So we're starting off with, it is a sketchy agency again, and the agent just can't even seem to get the number of kids right. First of all, he presents it to me as this is a house of 7 kids. You're going to be working alongside another nanny, and you'll get paid $45 an hour, plus like a rent stipend and health insurance, and I think that was it. I feel like they were just like throwing all kinds of things at you. Okay. Then when I go to interview to go into the house, the agent goes, oh, no. Not all the kids live in the house. It's actually just going to be 3 kids in the house. Mom's pregnant, going on 4. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, okay, well, my rate was, like, the $45 an hour rate was based off of 7 kids. So, like, where are we at now? And then he was like, oh, 30 to 35 is what they'll pay. And I'm like, wait. I was just excited about 45 an hour, and I'm already getting paid 30 an hour. So to like give up, because they wanted me like 12 hours straight on the weekends, but then I couldn't commit to that because my dog, so I was going to do 7 hours, go home to my dog, and then 7 hours, and just do that back to back, and then just clock in like 24 hours on the weekend. But then I'd be making like at least $1,000 a week. Well, no, that was at the 35-hour rate, but anyway, big money, small amount of time. Anyway, so I'm pumped about this. A little sketched out because the number of kids keeps changing. And when I do actually arrive at the home, it was definitely weird. I walked into like a fully staffed home, and it's pretty much everybody's first day. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that's just weird. I don't know. Usually when you walk into like fully staffed home, it's like, oh, the chief of staff has been here for 10 years, and like, I don't know, it's just kind of it was everybody's second day or first day or whatever. So mom eventually comes down, and first thing she says is, yeah, I don't know where the kids are. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's go find them. So we, kind of walk all over her mansion. We're looking for the kids. She asked the chef said that way. We went that way. It was the wrong way. So we're walking all over her house looking for kids. So she's not really asking me questions, and like I'm just kind of like offering information, and sweet woman, but things felt weird. And we get upstairs, we find one child. Each child had their own nanny. So we found the one child, and the nanny was on the floor like decorating a Christmas tree, and the mom was sitting on the bed, and then there was a little girl jumping on the bed. And I've only been in this house for like 3, 4, 5 minutes at this point. So the little girl is jumping on the edge of the bed, and the mom is on the other side of the bed. So I'm nervous watching this, but I don't know what their life is. So I was just like, oh, like I didn't say anything at first, and then after it was going on for a minute, I was like, oh, like, is she okay? And then the mom just kind of like leaned over, but didn't really have like a great hold on her. So eventually it was like, oh, I can go stand over there. Like that will just make me feel so much better. Then I can breathe. Yeah, so that was just like weird. And then I kind of felt like I was like a safety person, because the agent is like, the mom has ADHD. And I'm like, why are you saying that? So, and then they're like, well, she had a brain injury. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, so why are you telling me that?
Wait, I'm confused. Brain injury or ADHD? See, I have ADHD, but I don't have no brain injury. All right, let's make it very clear. I've been diagnosed since a kid with this. So me personally, I don't know what you mean by this part, but let's keep listening.
You know. So then I was kind of like, am I like a safety person? You know what I mean? Um, so then fast forward to my first day. I show up, or I text the mom the day before because the agent told me to just like keep reminding them like when I'm coming. So I'm like, okay. So texted her at 4 p.m. the day before saying like, hey, see you at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Didn't get a response, but I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do what we're doing. So I show up at 7:55 and I rang the little doorbell and nobody was answering it. So the gate was open, so I walked in the gate and like there's a bunch of cameras, so I figured like the motion sensors or something would like set it off, or maybe I could find like the chef like cooking in the kitchen and just, so I was trying not to like wake up the whole house by ringing doorbell 100 times or anything. So yeah, so I'm looking for someone. An hour passes by and I still don't find anybody. So then, and it's a Sunday. It's not 8 o'clock in the morning on Sundays, and I don't want to like wake the whole house up. So by the time it's 9, I text the mom saying like, "Hey, I'm here. Just let me know when you guys are awake." So she goes, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know you were here. Like, come on in right away." So I come in and she's like, "Hey, I don't know where the kids are," and I'm like, "Okay." And she's, "Yeah, can you text my husband?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure. Can I have his number?" Like, I didn't even know his name at this point. Like, I'm just like, what's going on? And like, they were really like, we need a nanny ASAP. Like, I moved things around for them, so it was just like, what's going on here? She's like, "Yeah, just text them," and she's like, I'm just sitting there in her kitchen. So then I'm like, "Do you want me to like make breakfast or something for them?" She's like, I'm about to leave for a trip, so you can maybe like help me pack." And I'm like, "Okay." And like, I didn't want to just be like on top of her. So I'm like, "All right, I'll go hang out in the living room and you just like let me know what you need from me, when you need me or whatever." And she's like, "Great." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." Cause like it's just weird being in homes. So anyway, um, Dad texts back and he goes, "Chloe, let me call you." And he calls me and he goes, "Chloe, go outside." And I'm like, "Okay, weird, but okay." And then I go outside and he goes, "Okay, go walk by the pool because you're being recorded right now." And I'm like, what am I fucking getting into? So he goes, "Listen, I love my wife. I love her to death, but she's mentally ill." And he told me an extremely disturbing story of something that happened. Like, so I'm in like protector mode. Just all I care about is kids and keeping them safe. So I'm just like, how can I help? Weird scenario. I'm just walking in. I don't know anybody. How can I help? Can I help? And so he says, "You can help me by jumping on a plane right now and just kind of like coming to our house indefinitely, to our other house." And I'm like, "Can't do that. I have a dog." And he's like, "Bring her." And I'm like, "She's crazy. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God." And when I say crazy, I mean like she has separation anxiety and like she's just a little baby. Like she's my baby. I like to treat her like a baby, and I don't want like Anyway, didn't want to add to the clear drama. So, and they have dogs, so I'm just like, no, we don't need to deal with this. So, also, I haven't even met this guy yet. So I'm like, that's crazy that he's just like, "You want to hop on a plane and come move into my," like, no. Okay, so that's when I'm starting getting weird. And when he's on the phone, he's talking about his wife. He is being very like like, "I love her, I love her, I love her. Like, this isn't her." Like, he was.
Listen, I'm just confused on like what's going on with the wife. Like so far, she hasn't told us anything that's crazy about the wife. I mean, she just comes in and she seems like bubbly and confused, a little bit unorganized. But I'm trying to figure out like what's wrong with the wife. What is wrong with the wife? Because do they need a doctor or a nanny? It seems like they need a doctor or something, like not a nanny. Let's keep going.
Being very like, I was for it. So he's like, "Okay, can you go inside and like go grab your bag? And she's gonna ask you a bunch of questions. Don't give her any answers, and then come meet us at a hotel." And I'm like, I'm like, what? This is my second hour technically. Okay, so I walk in and and he gave me a list of things that she has mental things going on and contributors and factors. So I'm a little scared. So I walk in and I'm just like, hey. And she goes, hey, what did he say? And I just said, he just said to go home for the day. I don't know. And I guess I'll just text you my schedule and I'll just we can check back in. And she goes, okay, like, sorry. And I was like, okay, it's fine, and just like, let me know if you need any help. And we just kind of left it at that. So I walk in the room and I go and I grab my bag and then I come out and then she goes, he wants me to go to the hospital. Or she's on the phone and she says this. And I'm like, like, I didn't really know what to do. Like, my hand's on the door. She's saying this and like, she's on the, and so I'm just like, let me know if you need any help. Like, and I left, and then he tells me to go to this hotel. So I go to this hotel, and then oh my God, try not to run out of time. Okay, so then I go and I meet another nanny. I hang out with the kids for 6 hours alongside this other nanny who stressed me out. Then he's staring at me to sign this crazy NDA that I can get into in a minute. Okay, so we just left off that they want me to meet them at the...
Whoa, what is... Okay, so this is part 2. I ain't gonna lie, it took weeks for her to post the part 2. I found this completely late. But is the nannies for the kids or the mother? Because NDAs and another nanny's here. How many kids at this point? I missed the number of kids they had because I'm trying to figure out how many nannies do you need for a couple kids. Is it for the wife?
Meet them at the hotel. So I'm driving 25 minutes to this hotel. And I was kind of getting... I mean, there was a lot of things going on, but I was just kind of getting sketched out. Like, it wasn't a very fancy hotel. And I'm just like, okay. And like, the more I'm thinking about this, I'm like, I don't know these people. Any billionaire could just like say, I need somebody to come into my home and then like do a bunch of background checks on me. Like, they did a ton of vetting on me. But like, we don't vet them. So I'm just getting scared at this point. I'm like, I don't fucking know what's going on. So I'm driving here and the dad texts me. He sends me in a group chat and he says, okay, like, coordinate with the nanny. So she starts texting me and I'm at this hotel and she sends me another address to go to. And I'm like, okay. And I pull up, it's 10 minutes away and it's apartments and it's like not fancy apartments. So I'm like, is this her apartment? Are they hiding in her apartment? Are we in the fucking safe house again? I'm not doing this. And then I'm like, what if this is the safe house lady? Like, literally, I was getting scared that, like, somebody's gonna, like, have me come into their apartment to, like, beat me up and kidnap me or something. So, I'm staying in my car, and she's texting me, like, hey, we're at the playground. And I'm like, okay. And I don't see a playground anywhere. And I, like, see somebody walking their dog, and I ask him, and I'm like, hey, is there a playground nearby? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So then I call her. She answers the phone. I hear kids in the background, so that gave me like a little bit of like faith and hope. But she's like not really like talking, and then she hangs up in like 2 seconds. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then the dad's texting saying like, hey, did you guys meet up yet? And I'm like, trying. She sent me 25 different, like, it's like 2.5 hours in at this point. I've been trying to find this family for like literally 2.5 fucking hours. Okay. So dad ends up calling me and he goes, oh my goodness, okay. Oh, wait, no. The nanny sends me another address and it's like, you need to cross a bridge to go there. So I'm like, what the hell? You told me you're in Daniel Island. What the? Okay. So like, I'm just like, I can't take anymore. I even said like, you know what? Maybe I should just come in the afternoon, like when we get our ducks in a row, because I don't know what the fuck is going on. And then the dad's like, I'm so sorry that this is going on. Blah, blah, blah. Why don't you just meet her at the hotel and do that? And I'm like, okay, I still haven't met this guy yet. I also only met one child, haven't met the other kid, and I didn't know. I only met one nanny. I haven't met this nanny yet.
There's the answer. So I was just trying to figure out how many kids there were. So it's only like 2 kids with 2 nannies. Who the hell is these kids? Undercover bosses? Like, what is this? Spy kids? Who the fuck are they watching?
So I go back over to that hotel and I'm hanging there waiting, and I see a woman get out of a Range Rover and she has 2 kids, and I'm like, that's probably her. So we just kind of go like, hey, and then then there was just no structure. I was just like, okay, so like, what do we do? And she's like, I don't know. What do you guys want to do? And I'm like, let's create a plan. We have 2 nannies here, 2 brains, 2 children. Like, let's go to a play gym, let's go to a park, let's like literally go to a pet store and look at the pets. Like, let's do something. We didn't have a single toy in the hotel room. And like, I get that we were in kind of a scenario, but we did grab like clothes and stuff. So I don't know. So I get in this car and we end up going to a playground, and we go there for like 2 hours, and I'm kind of waiting for like what's the plan? When are we gonna leave? Like, are we gonna have lunch soon? What are we doing for the rest of the day? What time do I leave? What time are you leaving? Are you gonna take a break? Like, literally nothing. Every single question I ask her, no, I don't know. And I'm like, does anybody fucking know? I'm like, who's in charge here, babe? Are you in charge of the 2 kids? And then I don't even want to get into her lack of hands-onness. Like, literally the kids would like walk up to her, hit each other, and she would like look away, and then it was kind of like my responsibility to take care of what's going on. And the driving, I mean, this woman was texting and driving, swerved into 2 cars, and would just go, oh, sorry. And then she almost ran somebody off the side of the freaking road that was trying to merge. So, and then she said, oopsie poopsie for that one. So, so after about like 2 hours, then all of a sudden we get a text, hey, we're gonna go on a PJ at 1, so meet us at the hotel in 30 minutes. And so like we're about to leave, but also the kids haven't eaten. And they're acting up because they haven't eaten, and also they're in chaos and nobody can tell them what's going on. The kids were calling me mommy, and I was there for I can't really tell you. I guess I was with them for 2 hours.
That's what I was waiting for. These kids clearly don't even be with their parents. They are with strangers 24/7. I'm trying to figure out what is going on in this mess. The kids, how old are these kids? Because to be calling you mommy is a big dissociation from what's going on. I know they said the mom has some type of mental brain injury. Don't know how serious it sounds, but it sounds like very serious when you're thinking about the kids not even knowing who their real mother is.
Actually, like the part. Okay, so the nanny ends up telling me that the kids aren't allowed to have McDonald's, but she's like, but we're gonna give them McDonald's anyway. Also, the kids aren't allowed to eat in the car, so we're just gonna feed them there. Even though we don't have time, we literally arrived at McDonald's at the time that we were supposed to be at the hotel, and I'm trying to like offer suggestions on how we can can I run into a health food store and grab some sandwiches real quick, and then they eat the sandwiches on the PJ. Like, I'm trying to come up with no, we didn't want to come up with any solutions. We just wanted to do what we're not allowed to do, and we just wanted to hide it. Okay. And I'm like, why tell me? Like, just don't even tell me that. Like, I don't want to. No. So after the whole McDonald's spiel, then then we go back to the hotel, and there was another car next to us, but I didn't realize that it was the driver / dad and / security. So I'm getting out of the car, and a security guard who I've never seen before in my life, big old guy, is letting the child out, and I have not been briefed on who the fuck this person is. So I think he's trying to kidnap, and I like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, oh, I'm just blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm trying to let us through the fucking room. And then I meet Dad, and he comes over, and he's like, hi, and he literally like held my hand, and he held it like this, and I was just like, hello. And he's like, is this the coolest first day ever? Like, the craziest first day? Like, he thought it was so funny. He like went over to the other nanny, and he was like, yeah, you're gonna have to fill her in on all like this stuff. And like, at first, like on the phone, when I first was talking to him, I'm like, oh wow, he seems like he seems like he really cares. Then when I met him, he was literally more worried about emptying the fridge in the home that this sick woman was in alone. Like, I could have just hung out there and pretended to be the housekeeper all day and just make sure that she's safe. So then he wants me to like...
She's talking about his wife, by the way. His wife.
Put stuff in writing about things that I saw. Like, he's trying to build a case against her, and he's calling her crazy. He's like, yeah, I'm a crazy wife. That crazy lady's in my house. And, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, What the? She's pregnant, by the way. And so we're talking a lot about
I'm starting to think the wife is not crazy.
this fall, and then I'm like, I don't want to say it, but I'm scared. So then, and I'm still not actually scared, and like really, truly scared. What truly set me off was when I received an NDA that is 5 pages long, and it had stipulations that if I get abused in the work environment and I report it, they could come after me 6 ways to Sunday, and I'd have to like pay all their bills. It also said they can sue me for whatever they want with no proof. Literally said, no proof. No proof. What? The billionaires also said that if they don't pay me, I'm not allowed to seek legal action.
And last interruption before the video ends. If you ever go to somebody's place and they hand you an NDA, get the hell, go MIA. Don't ever come back. Don't go places where you gotta sign NDAs. Period.
They're fucking billionaires. What? $100? Like, fuck off. Oh my God, make me so mad. So I think this guy is, yes, I think there might be issues. I think she is sick. She doesn't mean harm. He is an evil person. Like, I am actually scared of this person. Like, the vibes were just so off. Okay, we're in a like crisis, like I'm scared for my kids' lives mode. And he had me like move the car seats from the Range Rover to the SUV, and then he went in a separate car. He literally went in a separate car to the PJ, and when the nanny could have just driven it home, like nothing made sense. And I'm like, his priority, when he sees his kids, like he was like, oh my God, I love it. Like it was so extra that it made me uncomfortable. So run. If you ever run into anything that sounds slightly like this, toodaloo, kangaroo. Sorry, I just get so mad about this. Have a blessed day.
First of all, I want to say I'm sorry because it took me watching this full 20-minute video to realize that we never going to know if she signed that NDA. We're probably never going to know how that shit even went. So did you quit? So I guess we could take from this, all right? If you are a nanny, if you have to go into a place where you have to sign a disclosure, an NDA, please read the NDA. Because the fact is, they got her to do all of this traveling. They already wasted, I can guarantee y'all, she signed that NDA. As long as you can't identify who she's talking about, because she never posted about where she was and who she was with and none of these things, then technically you can get around that NDA, right? That's just me. We just brainstorming here. And I do appreciate all the guys who watch the full video, who hangs around and hear my side, because who am I anyways? But I appreciate y'all for making my voice heard in some way. But I think she signed the NDA. And I think she was working with this man still. And she probably still is. What are y'all thoughts on this? If you guys watched the video today, and I'm really interested in knowing what do you guys think. So let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like this video if y'all like videos like this. And if you like the new style of content that I'm making, adding more personality to the videos, let me know how you feel about that in the comments section below. To the next video, y'all. Peace.